Hello, good evening. I'm here. So I'm just gonna wait for my sound to click in. I want to make sure that I am coming across nice. So listen, good evening, good evening, good evening. If you do not catch this on the actual live, y'all catch it on the replay. I'm not gonna ask y'all to hit like and share tonight because we don't have to. Listen, I'm here tonight to celebrate um my 20th anniversary. I know someone had asked me. They said, "Kenya, are you sure it was 20 years? Because I knew you 20 years ago, and I don't remember you having a business." Here it is. You know, like some of y'all be running businesses without going to sunbiz.org. We be running businesses, and we ain't registered them, but we still just running businesses without running over to sunbiz.org. And then later on, we run over to sunbiz.org after we got a little bit established and run business. Hey, Katora. Sure, I told y'all, if y'all say, well, you're not, you are, you can stay here. If y'all say, don't be here, but this is going to be on Patty night. I'm going to give y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly of my 20 years. So a lot of times they said that you shouldn't talk about things, but I want to get it out and I want to put it out on the open tonight and just celebrate my 20 years and maybe what I'm saying can help someone else. I got my wine glass. I do not have wine. I didn't buy wine. I got Zephyr Hill water. That's the church girl. I'm drinking Zephyr Hill in my cup, but I do have my wine glass. Miss Kimmy, the CEO. So here it is. A lot of times that when we start a business, we do things all the way wrong. We handle business wrong. We start a business, we don't run over to sunbiz.org and we don't register our business properly, but we are able to run a business because the state don't have a way of dictating what you do out of your home or what you do behind the veil. But in order for it to be a legitimate business with the state of Florida, correct, you do have to have it registered through the state. So I've actually owned a business since 1998. I actually owned a business since 1998 on Sunbiz.org. But GT Promotions, correct, was registered with Sunbiz.org in 2003. So if you guys want the accurate date, because someone has said that, the accurate date of registering with the state of Florida was 2003. And if y'all do the math, it's like 18, not 20, but 2 years prior to that. So let's just understand how I got here. So this may be boring to some, interesting to some, but I'm going to tell y'all. So a couple years back, I started going to the swap shop for all my business needs. And when I went to the swap shop, the young lady that were doing my shirts, she said to me, she said, "You're always here. Do you want a weekend job?" I was like, "Yeah, what am I going to do?" She said, "I'm going to teach you how to make t-shirts." I said, "Okay, cool." Back then, they never thought that we would grasp the concept of what we're doing, and we would venture out. She didn't know I had already had a business, but she didn't know that I was kind of veering towards the t-shirt industry. So I worked for her in the swap shop for a couple of years and learned the industry and the trade. Um, an older man came in one day and he said, "Hey, listen, I need some help down in Palm Beach." And I was like, "Well, I'm from Delray." He said, "Yeah, that's where I'm at. I need some help making t-shirts for Walgreens." I said, "Okay." So he says, "Yeah, so this is the amount of money you'll make." What? So I packed up the Chevy and relocated to Delray so that I could begin making t-shirts for Walgreens. If you guys remember, this would be $5 or $10 and it was all the Florida shirts. It was for Walgreens and all the specialty and all the stores. And I began to make t-shirts for that company. That's when 90s and More is coming in. So we legitimately registered 90s and More in 2005. For all y'all have been looking it up because someone told me they looked it up. So in 2005, we registered 90s and More. Still running the GT Promotions as the umbrella company. It was always GT Promotions then. So in 2006, we started. I'm going to show y'all. Hold on. In 2006, let me see if I can find it real quick because it's not organized like I normally have it. 2006, we started GT Picture Perfect Photos and Things, creating instant photos that last a lifetime. Now, remember back in 2006, nobody really was doing instant photos. So around 2007, I started offering instant photos and kind of putting the things I learned from the swap shop together. So together we did the photos, the photo bags, the photo t-shirts, and such like that. That was back in 2007. but really no one was doing this type of work. When I relocated to Delray, was a wonderful thing because you no longer had to travel all the way to Fort Lauderdale, to get custom printed items. Okay, so there was no way to come back to Delray. You could stay right here in Fort Lauderdale. As anyone that know me remember that I started really working inside of daycares, going to daycares, taking pictures, and doing the actual photos inside the daycares, and doing the bags and the T-shirts and things like that all over Palm Beach County. So that kind of was 2007. We were doing photos for everybody. Delray Divas, all of the organizations, was the Francis J. Bright. We were doing all their bags and T-shirts and everything. So again, that was back in 2007. Now I'm just going to say this to you, that probably about, I want to say about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I really can't remember the date. I tried to find the date. We had to, but I know it was a little over 10 years ago. So here's the thing. Tonight is the bitter with the sweet. So this is what I'm telling y'all. How you have to run your business correctly. And how I did not run my business correctly, causing me to basically lose a lot of money. So back in the day, I didn't understand the importance of contracts, writing things down, having it in writing. You know, you could come to me and say, hey, can you do this? And because you were a friend or a family, it was just, okay, we can do this. There was no paperwork trail, no paper trail. You gave me cash. There was no receipts. I never ran my business as a business in the early 2000s. Hell, I'm not running it as a business now, to be honest. So, I'm sorry. Hell ain't a bad word, right? I'm sorry. I said if I said hell, you know. But it depends on how you use it. But hell, I don't remember, it's like I need to run it now. So, here it is, right? So, I did a party one time. And this is the end of this. This was the end of the GT Promotions era. GT Picture Perfect Photos and things, creating instant photos that last a lifetime. This is when this ended. This is when it ended. I did a party. I'm trying to remember the year, but I can't. I've been looking it up. So the end of this era was I did a party, but I had already stated to the young. And back when I used to do parties, I did instant photos at parties. And whatever your thing was, I would bring there was one party that I did, and hey Jay, hey Jade and Joy. So one time I would always bring the accessories to match your party. If you're having a cowboy party, I bring the hay. If you're having a theme, I bring the theme. So I always did that. So this one particular party, the young lady, she kept saying, hey, can you please come to my party? I advised her, I said, listen, I won't be in town. I said, I have to be out of town that weekend. She was like, okay, I really want to, hey, Pastor Wilkerson. She said, I really want you to do the party. And I said, and so up until like 2 weeks before the party, I had said, no, 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 no. So the week, 2 weeks before, she said, I really want you to do the party. Now, mind you, because it's someone I knew, I underbid the party. I was like, okay, I tell you what, give me $150. Okay, give me $150. Now, any photographer out there know, even in the early 2000s, this had to be about 2014, 15. Ain't nobody charging $150 for no party. To walk through the door before $500. So that's why a lot of people use me, because I underbid. And I'm going to tell you why I underbid, because I didn't have confidence in myself. Even though my photos were top notch, even though we did instant photos, even though I used that $150 to buy whatever props I needed, I didn't make any money really, unless it was money that was being made for the instant photos. And I really didn't make nothing new, because that ink and the paper cost more than what I was selling pictures for $3. So I really wasn't making any money. Once I finished that and I gave a couple of dollars to the helper and a couple of dollars here, I was walking away with about $25, $30. Again, I did not run my business correctly. I ran it raggedy, right? So we did the party, and back then everybody was getting the DSLR cameras for their birthday and their, Christmas or whatever. So I had and back then it's not, now the cameras are more linked to with Bluetooth and it's connecting to your flash and everything. Back then, when you had a flash, you had a flash. The flash was automated, connected, and if someone else had a Canon camera and they take a picture, it'll basically to have it go out. But let me go back to the beginning of this one. So I said, okay, I'll do the party. I said, but listen, I'm leaving out of Tampa in the morning. That afternoon, I said, I'll leave out of Tampa about 2 o'clock. You know, it takes about 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got ready to come out of Tampa. Roads are blocked up. Oh man, I'm like, oh my God, what are we doing? So by the time I got out of Tampa, got to Delray to change cars, packed, the car was already packed up, go to the venue, we were late. Okay, I'm like, oh man, I'm late. So I'm late for the party, not because that, but I thought she understood that I'm coming out of Tampa and that I really couldn't do it. I'm just doing it because she kind of sort of begged me. And I said, oh my God, okay. So I get there, I set up, start taking pictures, start taking Insta pictures. That night I worked this party by myself. Normally I have someone else working with me to do the Insta photos. So I'm working by myself, and anybody that take pictures know that when you're doing Insta photos, you're using 2 separate cards, so that you're not basically going between the photos that you're printing and the photos that you're taking. So I'm using 2 separate cards. I'm still printing out. Everybody wanted pictures because the backdrop was nice and the ambiance was nice and the piano and everything. So here we go. When I got ready to take pictures, anytime I took a picture, it was a young lady there with a camera. So I said to her, hey, you can't be that close to me because if you take the image before me, you're going to make my flash go off and my picture is going to come out dark. Sis was like, so when I take mine, it came out dark. So by the time I get ready to try to get everybody back together, they were like scattered. I'm like, oh my God, this is disastrous. So I pulled the young lady to the side again. Hey, listen, do me a favor. You can't be next to me. I know you see me set up for a shot. You can't set up when I set up. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I know you're trying to get into the industry, but don't set up when I set up to take a picture because you're using my flash. You're using my flash, and I can't have you doing it. So I said, oh man, but again, now the cameras are linked to the flash, so it's not like it is back in the day when you do it and then that cannon make your flash go off. I should have pushed it out. So I'm trying to be nice because it's not my party. So at the end of the night, I don't look at all my pictures because, again, I'm working by myself this particular night because it was hard to get someone down there to do this party. And that's why I had said no in the beginning. And let me tell y'all something. Wherever, this is good. This is advice with anything in the world, anything in this world. If follow your first mind. If you can't do something, I don't care if you're Shabana, your daddy, your sister, your brother, or your baseball coach. If you cannot do it, you cannot do it. Because guess what? When I finish the story, you'll understand. If you're not able to do something, do not push yourself beyond your limits. Because guess what? Pushing yourself for people, and I'm not being negative. Pushing yourself for people sometimes will end everything you got. So if you're not able to do it, and this is business 101, don't do it. So when I got to the house, that was that Saturday night. Sunday, I woke up. There were some pictures that I wasn't able to print. So I said, hey, listen, I wasn't able to print these pictures right here. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to print the pictures up and bring them to you. I did that. So the pictures that I took, the instant photos, I took them and I took them over to them. So again, I need to rest because I had just left from a conference. I'm tired. I'm up Sunday, still printing out photos, and people actually are calling me. Like, Kingy, can I come by the house and pick up my pictures? I'm like, sure, Hey, so I'm still printing out pictures because people know where I live at and they know who I am. So I'm printing out pictures still because we got behind. And I said, listen, y'all know me, call me. And we was at a venue that I had to leave. I said, okay. So I got home after the party to go and slide that card into the laptop. And almost 80% of my pictures were dark. They were hard. I'm like, whoa. So I tried to fix them. I tried to lighten them. I tried to do everything possible. So I salvaged what I could of these pictures. So I contacted her. I said, listen, this is the situation. I'm not even sure what happened. I knew what happened. But, a person that's paying you don't want to hear excuses of you basically messed up because somebody else is using your flash. They don't understand that. When you're not a photographer, no one understands what you're saying. To them, that's foreign. So here I go, right? I'm like, okay, so I tell this lady this. So she says, well, and that's not acceptable for me. That's not acceptable. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I apologize. So I say, I tell you what I do. This is what I do. I'll give you the money back. I give you what I can salvage. I give you the printouts of all the people that I did instant photos with, and I give you the pictures of the ones that you took with people which were good. She was like, cool. Okay. So I gave her $125 back, which is I kept the 25. So I'm gonna tell y'all again, business owners, CEOs, and people, if you can't do it, just don't do it. If you're not gonna be where you need to be at, just don't be where you need to be. Because I'm wrong because I knew I could not do it. I knew I was pushing the envelope by trying to get back from Tampa. I didn't have anyone set up to come and help me. So I was like, I was doomed from the beginning. Just trying to make this lady happy because she wanted me to do the instant photos. And at that time, I was the only one doing it except the club people, and they weren't coming to a party on a Saturday night. So again, I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you are in business and you're not able to do it, and you know you're not able to do it, just say I can't do it. It's not always about money, because let me tell you something: that type of money can ruin your business. All right, so here we go. I gave her the 125 back. So about a week later, I get an inbox from someone that says, "Did you see this?" Now the person unfriended me and blocked me, so I couldn't see anything that was going on. The person unfriended me and blocked me, and I was looking for that post. God must be want me to show it. She wrote a whole paragraph and said, "Do not use Kenya of GT Picture Perfect Photos and things." She was late, which she knew I was going to probably be late. She did not provide my pictures, and she refunded me everything back except $25. She read me for filth. When I tell you she read me for filth, sis read me on Facebook, read me. And when I saw it, I was like, wow. The $25 that I kept was for the cards. That was a deposit. I didn't get that back. I still came. You still got pictures. You still got your instant stuff. I got to make something. So I kept the 25. I'm talking about she went on Facebook and spread me. Now, here it is. I'm going to teach y'all something, right? I can't see that y'all going to do it, but I'm going to show y'all something. I want everybody to do this with their hand. Y'all probably going to do it, but I'm going to teach y'all something. I want everybody to do this with their hand. Everybody doing this? Thumbs up if you're doing it. Just throw some hearts up if you're doing it. You're probably not, because I don't see no hearts. So listen, if you do this right here, and I says, put your hand on your cheek. Most of y'all put your hand exactly where I tell you to put your hand at. Again, if I said, put your hand, here it is, put your hand on your cheek. All of you guys are going to follow exactly what I do. Because you're not going to go here, you're going to go here because I said, put your hand on your cheek. Because guess what? I'm an influencer. And I influence you to do exactly what I told you to do, put your hand on your cheek. But I'm actually touching my chin. So that's the domino effect of not running your business correctly. And again, here it is. I didn't run my business correctly. I'm one to tell y'all. So at that time, hey James, so we was unable to provide the pictures. We were unable to provide the all of them. It was only like 80% of the. It was probably about I'm gonna say about 20%. I think normally I can go about 100 photos. I think I gave her about 45, 50. But I was able to still give her another 50 of the instant photos, so she'll also have that, right? When I tell you she read me on Facebook, when I tell you she read me, she talked about I was unprofessional. She said I was late. She said if the other lady hadn't been there, she would have lost the images of her party. And she said, if I was you, I would not use GT Picture Perfect Photos and things. So, because, again, back to this, if I say, because I'm an influencer, put your hand on your cheek. And that's what people do. A lot of people don't study and research for themselves. So at that point, I started getting phone calls. Now, mind you, I'm booked up. I'm booked up now, right? Because everybody wants this. Everybody wanted me to come to their parties because I had the backdrops. I used to have the backdrops. And I did the instant photos and we did regular photos. So we were unable to maneuver through and give you everything. It was now again, there was some parties I messed up at because we all gonna have bad nights. I mean, there's never perfect photography. There's never perfect. It's gonna be a bad night. We're not perfect. We're business, but we have to learn to admit that. And I used to admit it. Look, I had a bad night. I'm gonna give you back half your money. I'm gonna do what I can do to salvage what I can. But we have those nights. I did a wedding. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did a wedding for. I did a wedding for First Lady Kelly and Pastor Kelly. I totally lost their card. We did it at the church, and then we moved over to the place. I totally lost their card, but I was able to salvage enough of the wedding because I was using two cards, and then I was able to back it up because I had actually mistakenly put the card in the computer one time, and that saved me. But it took me 3 weeks to get their book to them. And it was like calling, like, where my book come out? So I'm trying to put stuff together to create them a photo book because, again, I made a mistake. But let's go back to this situation that caused me to lose my photo company. So here it is, right? So I basically, she told everybody. So I get these phone calls and they started saying, hey, Kenya, I want to cancel. I'm like, what? Okay. We want our deposit back. So okay, I'm like, whoa. But I never had anything in writing that said the deposit was non-refundable. So once you pay the deposit, again, if there's any photographers out there, you go out and buy the SIM cards, the SD cards, for these parties so that you can use an SD card for them. So you go out and buy the SD cards. You go out and you order this photo paper, and you do this stuff for that party. So if you booked up for every Saturday for the next 4 weeks, you want to make sure you have everything on hand. So once they pay the deposit, I order paper, I order the SD card, put it together, and that's that party. But I never, ever, ever put in writing, that if you cancel, that it was non-refundable. Again, because I didn't run my business correctly. Right? So by her doing that, and her being a person of influence, it totally wrecked the business. So now everybody thinking that, oh, I'm janky, and that I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. Is it going to be a risk that if she comes to my party, she's going to mess up? Again, we're not always perfect. Photographers are not always perfect. We're going to make mistakes. Well, I don't take pictures like that no more because, that incident. So I'm just giving y'all the good, the bad, the ugly on being in business. So here it is. Just by one single post, by a person of influence. And this young lady is very influential. I'm talking about very influential, a very big influence in the community and everything. And by her doing that, again, put your hand on your cheek. So everybody followed. And we had cancellations. I was booked out almost every Saturday for at least 2 to 3 months. And we had to cancel and issue back a lot of refunds. So I say this to say that in this story, that I know you guys see the beautiful part of being in business, but in this story, I'm telling y'all, it is so, so important in business that you run your business correctly. That if you are selling anything or doing anything, especially bringing a service, you're going to make sure that everything is contracted. Make sure you put on everything. No money back. We'll give you some credit, but we ain't giving you no money back. If that's the way you run your business, because I didn't run my business like that. I never thought to say no money back, you can't get your money back, no money returned, any of that. I never thought about that because I thought that it was already solid and my work had spoken for itself and everybody wanted the service. So there was that time when this company was dissolved. So once we stopped making money, I shut down the website and I'm like, listen, we ain't making no money. So if I take pictures now, I'm just taking pictures to be taking pictures. It's not taking pictures to basically do any. And I had a church call me and say, hey, can you do instant photos? I've done it for plays. Now Sylvia called me. I don't remember this lady's last name. I'm so sorry, Sylvia. So if Sylvia from Chichima called me, I've always done it for her. But I only do it now for special occasions. And I'll do it now. When the camera's on the way, but I don't know the camera. But I only do it now for special occasions and people that know me. I don't promote that I'm in photography. But I have had a company, GT Picture Perfect Photos and Things, has been in existence since 2000. So that, again, we celebrate that tonight as well, about 20 years. So y'all write down what I'm telling y'all, because this is actually positively important. Again, I didn't have the best of the best. I didn't. You're never perfect. Again, like this Sister Kelly right here, she'll tell you, I totally lost their car. And I wanted to say, I didn't tell them that. I'm telling them now, because it's like 10 years later. But I totally lost that car. And I was like, oh my gosh. So between the church and the reception hall, something happened. But I was able because I said, oh man, I uploaded some stuff in the computer before leaving the church when we were doing the actual photos. So I was able to recover a lot of this stuff, but not everything. But I was able to put them a book together, give them some printouts, make it happen because it happens. It happens. I understand that. But even though it took me 3 weeks to get their stuff, not one time did she go on Facebook, call somebody up and tell everybody, don't use her business and jank it on it. So hey, yeah, that's neither here nor there. So I'm just telling you guys the importance of having a business and running it correctly. I'm gonna tell y'all, for 20 years, I did not run my business correct. There was never a communication between the people. I worked off impulse. I think that I'm gonna go to this next story. I think that I ran my business so wrong because I was just trying to mentally say, let me get my name out there, but my name was already out there. And I wasn't understanding that. So if you call me, I was going on this impulse of, oh yeah, go ahead, just buy me a cup of coffee. A coffee costs all of $2.50. Not knowing that I got gas, I got insurance, I got a website I'm running. I have all this stuff that I'm actually running in the business. So I'm sinking. It looked good, but I'm sinking, right? I'm sinking. I'm sinking. I'm sinking, right? And I'm still doing everything I got to do. I'm still out meeting people. And I'm gonna show y'all this story that back in 2015. We're gonna skip to 2015. I've done a story that. Well, I was able to save this story because I kind of got gangsta on them. I'm gonna show y'all this real quick, and y'all ain't gonna believe this. I'm gonna tell y'all the story real quick. Now I'm leaving that up there for a minute so y'all can see that. So that was placed on in every inbox of all of the alliance, all of the guilds, Pepe Hendricks. Pepe Hendricks, rest his soul, Lord Jesus. Pepe Hendricks called me one morning. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Pepe called me. He's like, Kenya, what's going on with that? I'm gonna show y'all again. They don't even know my name, Kenya Willers. So I said, well, what do you mean? What's going on? So they didn't send me the post. They sent it out to everybody in the industry in the inbox and they posted it on Twitter. So I said, well, so I said, okay. So he said, what's going on with that? Because at that time, I was a part of the alliance and I had to tell my president what happened. I said, well, this is what happened. I'm gonna tell y'all the story. Y'all tell me if I'm not a prophet. So I basically with this situation, they were having a concert in Miami. Now I did crop out a lot of stuff so that y'all can't see the people because I don't want y'all to, go for these people. So they were having a concert in Miami and they called me and they said, hey Kenya, can you be a part of this concert? Me, here it is again, me jumping up on impulse, just trying to be a part of something, gets in my car. At the time I was on the field. I drove down to Miami to have a meeting. I had talked to this young man for about 3 days on the phone. So he says, can you come to Miami? I said, sure, I'll come to Miami. So when I got to Miami, he says, oh, we're waiting on one person. I said, who is it? So it's a person that I basically dealt with. I'm like, Dad, you didn't tell me that, ain't that something? You didn't tell me, hold on a second. You didn't tell me that, wow, hey, person just inboxed me and asked me not to talk about it. Ain't that something? I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Yes. I just got an inbox. Said, can we not discuss that? We're going to talk about it tonight. So here it is, right? So basically what happened was I kind of pulled out of the concert and I said, listen, I don't want to deal with this because I didn't like the way the promoters of the event basically was doing things. So I kind of pulled out, right? And then when I sat down in front of them, and I don't know if you guys ever did this before, but I guess that my Holy Spirit my spirit didn't set with them, and I'm being honest with y'all. I literally saw two devils sitting in front of me. I'm talking about right in front of me. So I told the person, I said, listen, I can't do this, because y'all doing some more backdoor stuff. And on top of that, I saw two devils sitting in front of me. So I made a phone call to everybody I had already called, and I said, listen, um, I'm pulling out the concert. I don't want you guys to pull out. I want you guys to stay a part of it because you guys need the exposure. I need you guys to all stay a part of it. But I'm pulling out. We're not. I don't want to be involved in this. I'm pulling out. So most of the people that kind of followed me said, "Hey, we pulling out too." But there were some people that stayed on, and one of the groups they had said like the day before, nobody that is affiliated with you is gonna minister. And I said, oh, okay. So that was like Friday. So I had $400 worth of tickets. And I said, oh, okay. So I contacted the group and I said, listen, this is what we're going to do. I have y'all money here. This is what I said to him. I have y'all money here. I'm going to another concert. Please let me know if they don't let y'all grace that stage. If they don't let y'all grace that stage, I'm giving you back your money. If they let you grace the stage, I'll send them a check and a cashier's check from our bank account. Group said okay. Group understood. They was all for it. They get there. They said they was kind of beating around the bush, wasn't letting them sing. So finally, they got on the stage. Here it is. Here's the date. I'm gonna show y'all the date of the event. That was Saturday, August 1st, 2015. August 1st, 2015, right? So they called me late at night and said, hey, listen, we got on the stage, da, 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 da. So I said, that's fine. That's good. So now I'll go ahead now and send them their money. Sorry, I thought I uploaded the check. Let me jump in and try to upload the check for y'all so y'all will be able to see the check. So what I did was that day before, the day before, the Monday, I left work. And I went to the bank. Give me 1 second, y'all. I went to the bank and when I went to the bank, I literally went to the bank and got a check for the $400, which is dated. I'm going to show you guys in a minute. The check was dated. And I know you guys are probably saying, why is this girl telling y'all this? I'm telling y'all because I feel the need to tell y'all all the story. Because I want to tell y'all the story. And I want to get it off my chest. I know people say things that shouldn't be said, but it's going to be said tonight. I'm going to tell y'all in a few minutes while I wrap this up. So I basically sent the check out to the people. When I sent the check out to the people, right? To the people them, I sent it out to them. They said to me, we never got the check. We never got the check. So I said, okay. So I went to the bank and I said, well, something's wrong because even in the inbox of the individual, I said, something's not right because they haven't gotten this check. And I went to the bank and sent the $400. And not only did I go to the bank and send the $400, that's right, it's therapy. I need to get this off my chest because I've been walking around with bricks and boulders on for 12 years of people looking at me sideways, and I'm going to clear my name tonight. I don't have to clear my name because I got to clear my name, people. So I'm just going to let y'all know what time it is. So there is stuff that's propped up because I don't want to show names and numbers and all this stuff. So I went to the bank and I got a check. Let me see if this is the right one. No, that's not it. So I went to the bank and got a $400 check. Yes, my name used to be King C. Nelson. Don't ask no questions. I cut my account number. I said, y'all didn't take it. So August the 3rd, which is Monday, I went to the bank and got the check for $400. That was Monday morning. That was a week before this. This was put out a week after, not the day of, a week after. So I went to the bank and I got this check. And it was made out to, I hate to put the pastor on blast, but sorry, Pastor. I got to put chat one. So I got the check And I started getting these inboxes about, oh, you ain't mail no check. You lie. I'm not gonna show y'all that stuff because that man cussed me out. So I started getting all these these things about, oh, you ain't mail a check. You stole my money. I'm gonna put you on blast. I'm like, what? I mailed a check. So the group inboxed me back and said, listen, send them people their money. And also the other promoter said, Kenya, this is not right. Send the people their money. And I need all y'all that can see. And you see that date? August the 3rd, 2015. This is like 2 weeks later. They said, send the people their money. So I said, listen, before I tell y'all something that I can't say, because let me tell y'all something. Kenya still cuss. Before I tell y'all some cricket letter, humpback words, let me go back to the bank. So I went to the bank, and what does that say? August the 20th. I went to the bank on August the 20th. On August the 20th, I went back to the bank because they said they hadn't received a check for $400. Here it is again. They said, do not make the church out to the check, make it out to this name. I said, oh, so that's what we're doing. It's not a problem with the check. It's the fact that you wanted it in a personal name. You didn't want it in the church name. So I goes to the bank, go in the bank. Miss Willow, we can't cancel this. This already been cashed. So I called the group back. Hey, that check was cashed. Oh, we don't get something. I said, man. I said, I tell you what. I went back to the bank and got $400 and gave them the check for $400. I said, you know what? You're going to need it more than I need it, so I'm going to give y'all these $400. So I'm like, again, because I did that because here it is. I ran my business ragged. There was no contract. There was no information. There was no communication. You dealing with different people. There was no anything. I ran my business ragged. I worked on impulse because I was trying to build my brand and help people. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all can't help all these people. Can't help everybody. You can't help everybody. And I'm telling you, from me to you can't help everybody. In business, you have to know the boundaries of life and how business works. Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to end up losing. You're going to end up losing. And you're going to end up losing. When I say losing bad, you're going to lose bad. Now, we did have happy moments. All the happy moments y'all have seen on Facebook Live. But again, tonight, I am clearing up some things that I want to clear up. Uh-huh. So listen, let me just tell y'all another thing that it was practically my fault as well as that was practically my fault as well as practically I'm gonna say majority of it was 50-50 on that. So I'm gonna tell y'all that story. So back in 2016, I honestly thought that I had built up enough clout and clientele with people to be able to actually host a concert. So we was at an award show, and I met this group of guys. And when I met the group of guys, I was like, "Hey, listen, I would love to." They said, "Hey, we doing an event. We would love for you to come." I said, "Cool, yeah, I drive the Kia. I drive the Kia. You're right. I drive the Kia down there. Ain't no problem. I'll drive to you." So I got in my car, my gas, my hotel, my money, feed me, because I'm going to support you. So I'm going to support you. Once I seen these young men minister, I was like, oh, I didn't bring that fun. And I thought, here it is, me, just me, because y'all, I'm slow. I thought that I was able to sell 300 tickets, which would make enough money to actually take care of them, take care of the venue, take care of everything. Now, here it is with me. The demands were really, really high. They wanted a church with, they needed I could have did in Jerusalem, but they needed a church that had rooms where they all could dress and separation. So we had to rent a church, right? So I invested hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars into promotion, marketing. The church was over $1,000. And everything was just like crazy. But I wanted to do this because I thought Y'all see that? That was my 42nd birthday concert. I thought that I could sell 300 tickets to be able to sponsor this concert. I thought because I had ripped and ran up and down this long highway, I had driven my car everywhere. I thought that I've supported, bought tickets, bought dinners. So people inbox me and say, "Sis, push this for me," and I push it. I thought personally that I had built up enough relationship that I could sell at least 300 tickets to my birthday concert, but I didn't. I sold three. Three tickets were sold to this concert. Three. Y'all hear me? Three. So I'm already at day 45. I'm already discouraged. I contact the group. I say, listen, I'm going to have to cancel this concert because we're at day 45. And we only sold three tickets. I said, and remind you, I got to rent most of this stuff out. And I don't want to lose my deposits and all of this. So in order for me to do this, I got to cancel. They said, give it to the 30-day mark. I said, listen, I don't want to do 30. I want you guys to continue to be able to go to church, do what you need to do, and cancel whatever you guys have done. So I want to personally cancel now. So I gave it about another 5 more days, and then I canceled the event. When I canceled the event, they were like, listen, we need $1,000. So I was like, what the blue hell from? Y'all didn't leave y'all house. Y'all didn't do nothing. I'm already out of thousands of dollars. What am I going to get y'all thousands of dollars from? Now, mind you, I was supposed to pay a deposit, and I did. So I'm like, but why am I going to give y'all $1,000 for a concert that didn't take place? So I'm already out of, deposit on the church. I'm already out of this. I'm already out of it. I'm going to give y'all $1,000, and I'm watching y'all sit on the keyboard and on the drums. No, we ain't doing that. I ain't giving you $1,000. But that was the thing, because I did not conduct my business properly. It is back to this. If I tell you, the people had relationships with other people that now say, "Oh, King is a junkie promoter," not telling the whole story. See, we only tell pieces of the story. I'm telling y'all the whole story tonight. We only tell pieces of the story that make us look good. They only said Kenya didn't pay us. They didn't say this girl called me 45 days in advance and say, "Hey, you need to cancel this concert because I only sold 3 tickets." And that's crazy. I'm like, whoa. And it bothered me that I was trying to have a birthday concert and sold 3 tickets. And listen, let me tell y'all, the 3 tickets was not even people that go to church. It was 3 coworkers bought tickets. I couldn't get y'all. Sorry, I couldn't get y'all people that I have supported, have drove my car, have bought y'all cupcakes, have ate y'all nasty food, have done all that. I'm sorry. Ooh, King, sorry. Have done all that. You even buy a ticket for $10 from me. 3 tickets from people. I just, Mike said, I'm coming. Well, that's why I'm correct. Again, I did not pay the deposit up front, but I was not going to pay $1,000 and 45 days of cancellation. It's just simply that. It was 45 days, but the contract wasn't executed properly. I did not do well. So here it is. They wanted $1,000 and ain't even graced anything. Now, if I had canceled a week or a day before, I would expect $2,000. I would have had to go around and sell cakes if it had been a day before. But I got to get that word out my. But you ain't even. You can't tell me that within 45 days you can't readjust your schedule to do whatever it is you have to do. Now, if it had been 2 weeks, you know what? I would have said, okay, I'm going to give you this money because I owe you. But we talking about 45 days. I was like, listen, I called the church like, we can't do this. I need my money back. I'm not giving you your deposit. I'm not paying you for you to basically just $1,000 because 45 days. Now, again, had it been last minute, I'm all for that. And that makes sense to me. But 45 days, bro. So again, this young man, because he has influence, oh shit, Jackie promote. But never told the whole story that this girl tried to do a concert, didn't sell the tickets, canceled the event, blah, blah, blah. No, Michael, I know I don't owe nobody. This is therapy for me. I'm talking to y'all. This is my black couch, and y'all my listeners. All 10 of y'all are my listeners. So here it is. I dealt with that. That's the bad. I'm giving y'all the bad stories. I'll tell y'all the good stories another day. But at the end of this, y'all gonna understand. And look, if y'all want to sow a seed my cash app and buy me coffee, I appreciate it. I only want a coffee. Y'all gotta send me $20. Just send me coffee costs $1.92. Coffee keep me like this, y'all. So whoever want to buy me coffee, Michael will tell you, but I coffee, I'm hella with it. Here's the next thing. So here we go, right? And back in 2000, I'm not showing anything on that. And here it is. Here's the next event, right? I don't have any paperwork on this. I got a call from a promoter. Now, see, this is the big thing that really messed up me in South Florida. Here's the next thing that really just crazed me out. Here's the next. I gotta go real fast. I'm trying to be done now. Here's the next thing. I got a call from a promoter. Hey, can you do this event for me? I only got 2 weeks. It's okay. I need this. So I put it together. Call him back. He said, I need this. I sent everything, sent contracts, did everything. I'm going to tell y'all what it is when y'all dealing with people that's of influence that you really, really, really can't attack. Because on the other hand, people think they are so good that you really can't attack them. So y'all just keep that. So here it is. I got the concert together, did the concert. Everything was fine. I'm talking about the concert was amazing. It was blazing. It was hot. Everybody was like, yes. So at the end of the concert, the young man who was over the concert came out and said, listen, I can't pay y'all right now. I'm going to get Kenya a check tomorrow. First he told me, I said, no, you better tell these people because I ain't trying to fight with them. So they had a huddle like this. And they all came in the huddle. The guy said, hey, listen, I'm sorry, they didn't cut the checks, but they're going to cut it for us tomorrow. I'm going to stop by the office and pick it up, deliver to Kenya. Can you come in for me? I was like, cool, I can do that. Monday came around, I called, hey, you had these people checks? Because they called me. No. Tuesday came around, hey, you got these people checks? Because they called me. Wednesday came around, got these people checks? Because they called me. Thursday came around, so one of the artists went to the man's office and kind of said, "Where my money?" And he kind of like brushed them off, telling me to contact Kenya. So here it is. So I started. They blocked me and stopped answering the phone. And when I went there, they would say, "Oh, he's not here," and I'm like, "Okay, so what's going on?" But again, because a lot of times when people is of influence, you really, 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 really don't have a leg to stand on because if you say something negative, they have done so much positive till the negative is just like going to be you're attacking this person. You're deprivating him of character. So you can't really go against people that do stuff for the community. So I had a meeting with my fiance, now husband, and Sylvia, which is, Sylvia handles all my business. So I say, Sylvia, what can we do? She'll say, nothing, just tell them the truth. So as I started telling these people the truth, they started saying to me, the artist started saying to me, not my problem. Now I just want to say this right here. I want to give a shout out to Bishop Moore, Alicia Adderley, and the white woman in Symphony. I want to give a shout out to y'all because y'all was like, listen, sis, I appreciate for you having me. I appreciate you, and I don't do this. Hey, King, we love you. Don't worry about it. So those 3 groups, I just got to call their name out. I want to say thank you. So we went to the bank, to the old credit union, got out $3,500 to pay off everybody. The band, the rentals, everything. We paid these people their money. Went line by line, and we went and paid these people their money. Me and Sylvia traveled like 3 days, drove for Fort Lauderdale to Palm Beach, almost to Pahokee, to pay, notarized document, da. So this is the part that I just want to clarify because this is where it comes where there was a disconnect between myself and a bunch of people. I saw one of the artists at a concert. And when I saw them at a concert, they were like, hey, do you have my money? I said, no, I don't have your money on me. But, I can meet you because I got to have Sylvia here to pay you. And so I called on the phone. So Sylvia's like, hey, I'm in the air. I can come outside here. I said, I don't have much. I got money. So I said, all right, then. So I say, I don't have the money. So he said, you can go to the ATM. I said, that's not the money that I'm paying you from. I'm paying you from a whole other stack of money. Also, I need Sylvia to notarize the documents. So he said, people told me don't deal with you. Y'all heard me? He said, people told me don't. blanked out. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this is the truth. So if y'all heard this story, I totally blanked out. I blanked out. And when I woke up from out of being blanked, I was told that I had cussed this young man out, this man of God, this preacher, this man that speaks tongues. Hallelujah, shata glory. I had cussed him out. I did. I'm sorry. Well, no, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't sorry. I ain't gonna lie and say I'm sorry. I actually cussed him out. Am I proud of that? No, because I should have handled it another way. But you stood before me after me, took money out of my household that I could have been doing something else with and doing other things with. I tried to recover from the man who didn't pay y'all. I said, you know what? Because I want to save face. I want to basically be able to not be able to walk in the church and have to continue to look at these people because he didn't pay them. I did it out of my pocket. Because I could have said, excuse me, to hell with all y'all. Y'all go rally in front of his office. I could have said that. But I didn't because I wanted to be genuine and be nice to the people that I called to come and do it for me. So again, I gave him the clip. I gave him all the M-I, cricket, I, humpback, I words. So that caused a major problem in my business because this young man, because he's a man of God. I'm gonna tell you, man. Let me tell you something about these men of God. Y'all suck because y'all petty and ratchet. Y'all got the power and anointing on y'all, and y'all are able to basically say things that y'all want to say, and these people listen to y'all. I'm sorry, I'm just coming out of case. Forgive me, Lord. Y'all are able to go and tell people not to deal with people because they don't want to do it y'all way. Y'all sit around here because somebody say that, oh, if you come to me and say, can you do it for me? And I say it's an amount, then you want to run around and tell people that, oh, don't deal with her because she charged, or she don't deal with her because she janky, because I tell you I got a price tag on doing my work. It take a lot to promote y'all event. Don't just send me no flyer and say, hey, push this. Men of God. Just push this. That's what y'all say. Some of y'all, oh, my number's going down, so that means some of the men of God hanging up. Women of God, too. So that was another reason why I kind of lost clout in the area, because the story was being told that I cussed out the man of God and that I'm not a real Christian. I am a real Christian. I was born and raised in the church. I know God. I seek God for myself. I pray. I do everything. But I don't fall short because I cussed you out. It's just that you made me mad and angry, and I gave you what you deserved at that time. Did I apologize? No, I didn't apologize. I forgave people I should have beat up. There it is. There it is. Y'all got it from me. So here, I'm going to tell y'all one more story, and I'm out of here. I got to go. I got to read y'all this passage before I go. So I'm telling y'all all of this, and again, I'm celebrating 20 years tonight of GT Promotions. We've been in business for 20 years, and for the person that asked me about, like, am I lying about how long I've been in business? I did the same thing you did. I ran my business for a couple of years before I registered. Okay? Here it is. So the next event I had is, everybody know I used to run events, and I got into, not say a confrontation with someone. What happened was, I don't know if anybody knows that I deal with this sickness where that if I eat the wrong food or do the wrong thing, then I do the wrong thing, that Joy, like, all that, happy anniversary. If I do the wrong thing, I have like spasms all over my body. We still can't figure it out to this day. I'm in that hospital. So I learned that when I drink a lot of water, it clears the spasms. It kind of like helps them out. So this one day I got to the event and I said, hey, listen, do you have, my daughter asked, hey, you got a bottle of water? And the young lady kind of like went up on my daughter. I kind of brushed it off because, again, I'm going to show y'all. I forgave people I shouldn't be up. Okay, so my daughter went and said, hey, you have a cook. So me, I had to drive out because I had to go get some water because I'm suffering here. I'm like, and I could barely drive. My daughter like, Mommy, are you okay? I said, if you don't make it to the 7-Eleven, get some water so I can do it. So I sat in the parking lot, drunk the water, got it together, came back. I said, hey, where you want me at? What you want me to do? She was like, well, I don't have a place to be. I'm like, all right, because I feel like I'm packing anyway. What's up? We can do this. So the young lady said, I need you to move your van. And I said, I can move my van by the road. She said, put your van by the road. I said, I'm not putting my van by the road. So Sylvia, she always try to be the middle person, right? She said, Kenny, I'm in a rental car. You can park your truck, your van right here, and I'll park closer to the road. I said, I ain't moving my van. My van is not going by the road. At that time, my van was probably about 5 months old. So I was like, no, it's not. No, hell no. And if y'all count, I used hell 5 times tonight. I used hell 5 times. Try Jesus. Don't try me because I like. So here it is. So me and Sylvia going back and forth. Now me and Sylvia is arguing. Not arguing. Me and Sylvia talk loud. So Sylvia's like, Kenya. I said, listen, Sylvia, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the van home, get my van, and come back. So Sylvia said, that don't make no sense. That's a waste of gas. I said, Sylvia, I'm going to take my van home and get my van and come back. By that time, the young lady, it's the shirt for you. It's the shirt for you. Try Jesus, because I fight. Try Jesus. So by that time, the young lady had kind of, guess, didn't hear the whole conversation between me and Sylvia. And she came over and she says, listen, I'm not into this negativity today. And I said, but you're the one being negative. Real cool, because I'm paying that. You're going to be negative. So when I looked up, she was like, right here. Right here. Again, try Jesus. So reaction to Kenya, because Kenya is kind of like, I'm like, how can I say? I'm a little thuggish. No, I don't reclaim that. Don't reclaim that. Kenya's still being worked on. So when you kind of like come up on me, I kind of like, you know, kind of like react real quick to being in my personal space. So that's what happened. I was like, so, but I didn't think before I reacted, like, I could have did something different. I didn't have to kind of like, and Sylvia jumped on the table and jumped on me and said, no, Kenya, we're not doing this. Again, I blanked out. So I have those blank out moments where I blanked out. And again, y'all pray for me. Everybody on the line pray for me about this blanking out thing I do. Because I blank out sometimes. And I forget where I'm at. I forget I'm in church. I forget I'm talking to church people. Because if you try me, I fight. So, again, because we was a group of people, everybody didn't see the whole thing. Just saw kind of me just. That's all they saw. So the story got to where it was Kenya tried to attack the church. Again, another failure on my part. So realize another failure on my part because I should have did things totally different. I have to learn that I cannot result in blanking out whenever I get into situations. I have to learn that if you make me mad, I can't cuss you out. I have to learn that if you run up on me, I can't follow you. I have to learn these things because I'm a CEO and I have to learn to do better. So everybody knows the word of prayer. Please pray for me that I can control that. Now I give you the world. I'll take this left arm and give it to you. I'll buy stuff from you even if I ain't got no money to buy it. I will support you. Listen, I don't bought nasty food. Sorry, y'all. Just keep it real on me. I bought nasty food and I know it's nasty. I used to give it to my dog, but he went to glory yesterday. My dog passed away yesterday at the age of 16. He went to glory and he's at the dog heaven. Y'all say a prayer for Daisy, who perished yesterday. So I have no way to give my nasty food to no more. Or I'll give it to the cats because I feed the cats outside. But Daisy have gone to glory. So y'all send a prayer up to Daisy that she's perished. She's going on to the other side. She's in heaven. So anyway, back to this. So all of y'all that know the words of prayer, y'all continue to pray for me. That I control this thing called the temple. And which is I don't because I deal with a lot. It has to build up. But I said all that to say this. That we have to learn in business, that we have to learn to run our business correctly. And for 20 years, I went on the thing that I did not run my business correctly. I did not. I'm here to tell y'all I did not. I did not do contracts correctly. I ran on impulse where I felt like I needed exposure, so I did events. I under-marketed myself because it was like, okay, Darius said, no, it wasn't the food. Darius said, was it the food? Probably. Oh, that's good on that name. I under-marketed myself. I tried hard. People would call me and say, Kenya, I'm short on this. Can you help me? I'll get back to you. And I never got it back. I ran my own business in the ground. I ran my own business in the ground. It was nobody else but me. Everything that I'm dealing with right now, and I'm not asking y'all for sympathy. I'm just saying to y'all, everything that I'm dealing with right now is because of Kenya. Because you have to know how to run a business properly. I was able to tell everybody about business and ministry, music and everything else, and I didn't run my business correctly. I didn't run anything correctly. I was able to, I've had people to call me and say, hey, can you help me with my music? And I've helped them all the way through to the point they're practically charted. And then they'll come back and tell me after they've charted, after they got the music done, after they're doing all this stuff, after I've gotten interviews, oh, people say don't deal with you. What the blue hell? That's fine. So you waited till you got everything done? Now you're well known to tell me people say don't deal with me? Why didn't you tell me that yesterday or last week before I started telling you how to do stuff? I'm walking you through this process that I didn't get paid for. Now here it is. I didn't ask for no money. So it's that. So again, when you're dealing with business or ministry, anything that you're dealing in, y'all take it from me. Because from the outside looking in, y'all probably think I'm balling. Hell no, I ain't balling. I can tell a lot tonight. Please, pastors that I love, Pastor Goodwin, I'm so sorry. Because he about to say, this girl cussing. I don't think hell is a cuss word, but I guess the way you use it is a cuss word. But Pastor Goodwin, I want to apologize to you. And Pastor Wilkerson, I want to apologize to you. Everybody else. But Pastor Goodwin of Open Arms and Everything, I want to apologize if I'm using hell in the wrong way. Pastor Wilkerson, if I'm using hell in the wrong way, I want to apologize. It's just the way that I use that. But I apologize to y'all. Because I love y'all. All the other pastors. Anyway, so again, I'm only here tonight to tell y'all that again, we had some good times in business. I've helped people grow. I've helped people sow. I've helped people do anything. I've helped people. I remember one pastor, he called me and said, hey, Kenya, can you promote this event for me? And I said, well, it'll be $1 a day. It'll be $1 a day, right? And he said, what? And the next thing you know, he called 3 more pastors and said, don't get her to promote because she don't deal in good business. Why? Because I told you I'm charge you? Then I tell you this. Let me explain something to you. When I go live on one of these phones, let me count these things out to you. 1, 2, 3. And this tablet that's sitting over here, this is a thing called data. So when I run my data, because half of y'all ain't got Wi-Fi in y'all church, when I run my data, it costs. It runs down my data. So when I come and y'all invite me to y'all church to go live and do stuff, that costs. So when I ask y'all for a love offering, because guess what? Y'all ain't gonna get in nobody pulpit without a love offering. Y'all ain't gonna go to nobody's church and get on the drums without getting paid. You heard? Listen, let me show you what Micah said. Let me find that. He want his deposit up front. Artists ain't coming to sing without a deposit. So why is it that as a promoter and as a promotional company, who's going to go to the end of the road for y'all, who's going to fight, who's going to push y'all hard and do all that work, why can't I get paid? Without y'all saying that I'm bad in business. I just want to ask the question. So listen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank my sister. She's jumped on. Thank you, Joy. I know I'm human, but I just gotta apologize to some people. Joy says she good because she know that's a good. Send a shout out to my sister Tamika, my sister Latoya, Darius keep me rolling. It's the shirt for you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. But listen, I gotta say this real quick and then I'm getting off because I was going to try to be off really, really early tonight. So I want to say this. I'm celebrating 20 years with GT Promotions. 20 years. I don't have no wine. I got some water. So that's crazy. Somebody should have got me a bottle of wine. Y'all really ain't my friends. I've been promoting that. I've been really promoting about I've been really promoting that I was 20 years old. Y'all ain't even buy me a bottle of wine. Y'all got me drinking Zephyr Hill. So listen, I want to toast to 20 years in the business tonight. And I also want to say, you have to fight through some bad days to earn the best days of your life. Right? But I want to say this to y'all. And I'm going to do this and I'm going to get going. I'm going to fight through this with y'all. So for all 80 y'all that's left on here, I just want to say, with humble hearts and humble mind, we give a submission tonight of GT Promotions in 20 years. I need you guys to give me some hearts, right? Give me some hearts. Y'all can't give me no hearts. I can't get money, no hearts from y'all. Jesus. I can't get money, no hearts from y'all. Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. I can't get money, no hearts. I asked y'all for one cup of coffee. It's $1.92. I'm just joking. So, I'm trying to get myself together. I'm trying to joke around and get past this. So, humble hearts tonight and everything. When you go to a funeral, when they do a resolution, they say, there may it be that we say on April the 29th, 2010, that we say good night to GT Promotions. With humble hearts, it is their resolve that tonight, right here tonight, that we say good night to GT Promotions, y'all. I want to thank y'all for being with me for 20 years, but we out. We gotta go. This is it. GT Promotions is no more. So I want to thank y'all so much for everybody who has sold into me, who have loved me. Now, it's not good night for everything. We still have Keeping It Real in the Gospel. We still have Hot Topics Pop-Up Show. And I want to say good night to Keeping It Real in the Gospel. I want to say you're still going to find me here. We're going to take a little time off to hang out with myself. I'm going to be back next week. I got 2 shows. Then I'm taking a break. But I want to say good night to GT Promotions as we end it after 20 whole years, y'all. I got to go, and I love y'all.